How's it going, everybody? Richard and I are back this week with another Toolbox Talk. This one,
on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
It's recording.
I didn't know.
Yeah, because
Kind of got me off guard.
Yeah, because I started it, not you.
Okay. Confused.
I started this, and it's my topic, so you might be even more confused. But,
Oh my gosh. But before you do, we went out and did scoops for safety yesterday.
Yeah, we did. No Reed because he was on
the
vacation.
other day, yesterday. Who knows when the hell we did it.
We did do it.
13 different stops.
Yep.
Up there in Lamoille.
County?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morrisville, Hyde Park, Wolcott, Jeffersonville.
I'll tell you what amazed me.
Let me hear it.
What amazed me was, yes, we handed out ice cream. That was all good. We've over 100 half pints of ice cream just to everybody.
Yep.
We even stopped at a couple town highway crews and members, and the only guy I missed was Chris Chauvin, but heck with him.
Yep.
The other one we missed though was Greg Tatro too.
Where was he?
Greg Tatro wasn't there.
Well, we went to
Did
the
you
office.
notice that? We went to the office, he wasn't there.
And we went to Dennis Promise.
Yeah.
And we went to a job site.
Yeah, what the hell?
3 different spots.
Where's he hide? You know where we didn't go was not the coffee shop.
Do you
Maybe
think
he was down having coffee.
Do you think he's dairy free?
Yeah, maybe that's it. He got fair warning. He didn't know we had sorbet.
We
too.
do have sorbet, by
Okay.
the way. So if anyone was like, we don't want to do scoops for safety, we're dairy free, I have sorbet.
Yeah. But what amazed me was the number of people asking for those safety cards.
Really? Yeah,
the
that's
number
crazy.
of people asking for safety cards because they have toolbox talks on them and stuff.
I did make those.
And I didn't believe people were actually looking for them. We went through about 15 packs of safety talk cards yesterday on job sites.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I even run into it with making these every week. I mean, you make these every week, how many different topics can you talk about in construction?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do something. Well, today I wanted to talk about,
Is it unsafe to stick one of those on your
want
forehead?
that. No.
Huh?
Today I wanted to talk about probably, I would say 10 different hazards dealing with electricity from our day-to-day on a job site. I think we haven't done electrical hazards in a while, and I was just on a couple of site visits with Reed, and we had some things come up. And I just wanted to talk about it. And I would assume, since you are the, how would you call this, the master of all safety?
Yeah.
Or the safety
Well,
wizard?
I think you put your list together wrong.
The safety wizard?
His list, he has planning and awareness, overhead power lines, ground fault circuit interrupters, inspect equipment and cords, proper use of extension cords, lockout, tagout, temporary power distribution, wet conditions, training qualified personnel, and report hazards and speak up. That's in order.
No,
He gave me a list in order.
It's not in order.
I think it's wrong.
I didn't tell you it was in
I
order.
think if you are looking at safety topics when it comes to electrical, nothing is more important in that list than lockout, tagout.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but this is just a list of 10 different electrical topics. This isn't a lockout, tagout toolbox talk.
But it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but they're not, they aren't, they are in a numbered list, but there's no specific order to the
And
list.
your number one thing was planning and awareness.
No, that's just, we can start talking about that.
And
For example,
identify and evaluate electrical hazards on a job site.
we got called out the other day for a job site. We had to look at some power lines. We had to look at a hole. We had to decide what's the best way to do this so that nobody gets hurt and we don't have an accident.
But that's only number 2.
Yeah, but this
If you could have locked and tagged that power line out, then no problem.
Yeah, let me just go how about you do that across the street? I'll give you a lock and you go lock it around the power line.
I could do the ones I got across the street.
Yeah,
There's no power in those.
I would say, first things first, planning and awareness. We talk about this all the time. If you are going to start a new job or project, you just plan for it and you take a walk around and you decide, what is this job going to entail? What are my specific hazards for this area?
Who's that guy you call?
What?
You know, for underground lines.
Dig safe?
Dig safe.
I would, yeah.
811 or something?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with 511.
If you want to look at
having mental health problems.
If you want to look at probably the most citable offense on any of our job sites is going to be cords.
Lockout, tag out.
Probably lockout, tag out, but I would say just as much cords as anything else. We have a abundance of crappy electrical cords on our job sites. If it's missing a ground pin, you either put a new one on or you throw the cord out. You can't plug two cords in together. We talk about this all the time. Everyone's always like, really, you can't? I don't make the rules, but it's a rule.
And don't use extension cords as permanent wiring.
Yep.
And don't run them across walkways.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you're gonna have temporary power that's powering your lighting on a job site, you can't have anything else plugged into that.
Okay. How about inspecting them?
Or it's gotta be on its own circuit.
How about inspecting them?
Inspecting what?
Cords.
Oh, I just run it through my hands, see if there's any nicks, but really I look at the plugs.
But shouldn't you inspect tools and tool cords too, not just extension cords?
I would inspect anything that I'm plugging in quickly. It takes less than 5 seconds to look at a cord before you plug it in.
What if it's just a little frayed?
That's up to you. I personally, if I ran a company...
That's not up to me. You can't use frayed cords.
Yeah, that's up to you.
You know how the cord pulls out of the plug thing? Can I just shove it back in there?
No, but you can put a new end on.
Okay.
I see a lot of temporary power distribution set up, like those little boxes you see. Those temp boxes are cool. Just talked to a guy at Kingsbury who had a custom one made up.
Yeah. Do they have where they go labeled on them? Are they labeled switches
actually,
and stuff?
They were labeled, but it was more just moving power around the site in a more effective way, which was cool. I like that. Again, that comes into planning. Someone at that company had to plan for the boxes to get bought and delivered. Somebody had to plan for that cord to get made up specifically for our boxes. Planning went into that. It's not just show up and say, oh shit, we need temp power. Let's do it.
Okay, so I take my temp power and I set it right there.
Yeah.
And I got my temp power station right there.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And it now starts to rain and a puddle forms underneath it. What the hell do you do with that? Because water and electricity aren't a great partner.
No, and we actually were talking about this because where we were seeing them being used was on a project that was surrounded by water. So there was actually training and a plan thought up of how are we going to do this if there's let's say there's a flood risk or a heavy rain event or something, and they already had it isolated so it wouldn't be exposed to a water hazard, which again, pre-planning. You mentioned lockout tagout.
Well, I mentioned it because it's number one.
If you are,
except you could argue and debate with me on this lockout tag.
I don't want to argue with you at all.
You could. At all. You could tell me the overhead power line thing.
No.
Working in and around overhead power lines and maintaining 10 feet minimum distance.
Without a spotter. You can be within that 10 feet if you have a full-time spotter, but if I'm the spotter, I literally cannot be doing anything else other than staring at the stick, boom, bucket, whatever, to make sure it is not getting within a dangerous distance from a line, or I'm not hitting a line.
What's dangerous?
To me, personally,
we dealt with power going through that line?
Yeah, that's all stuff you should know before we start swinging sticks and booms around it. I don't really want to see it get anywhere within 2 feet of it.
Okay. So overhead power lines, I think, that's number 2.
Okay, so we can go, I'm with you. So we'll say in our mind, our number one focus on electrical is always maintaining lockout tagout, whether or not you are making a program for the company or making sure that we're following it as employees. Lockout tagout, number 1 on the AGC list.
So who do you send over to verify that you have zero energy before starting work?
The person you like the least.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always send Ben.
Yeah.
Go see if that's working.
Okay, I would say, so you say lockout tagout's 1, overhead power lines 2, what would you put as 3? GFCIs?
Yeah. Ground fault circuit interrupters, and you didn't say squat about those.
I hadn't talked about it.
You know where this is really important?
What?
This is really important because, frankly, your electrical guys, your Vika guys,
Yeah.
those guys,
Yeah.
work with this power so often, so many times.
You know, that's a really good observation, that electrician would actually work with power.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But they work with power so often that it becomes second nature to
Wow,
them.
we get complacent.
So they don't
When's the last
worry
time you
as
tested
much
your
as the rest of us.
GFCIs? When's the last time you tested them?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Last Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a tool?
You know why?
Why?
Because I was up at Lamoille Home Health handing out ice cream, and I plugged into a GFCI and it popped. So I had to go around and test like 3 or 4 of them to figure out if one worked. Come to find out,
That's a
we
good
go
question.
back to wet weather conditions. Water had gotten into the thing, and it was shorting out every time I plugged it in.
When is the last time, you all, on watching this, when's the last time you tested your GFCIs? It's a good question to ask, because honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I tested
I
any
got
of
my
mine.
tester.
Yeah, good
I
for
got
you.
a tester.
No, I'm serious, that's good for you.
Okay.
You're the only one in the office that's had a injury based on electrical.
I don't share though. I don't share my
I
electrical.
haven't
tools.
gotten shocked here. You have.
Okay. Okay, so you were at ground fault circuit interrupters. Again, using them, test them, and then so that brought you up to like number 4.
Yeah, then we can talk about the proper use of extension cords, which we really already talked about.
Yeah.
The biggest thing there is make sure our cords are rated for the amount of power we're drawing through 'em.
So number 5, you would say inspection of cords and/or equipment.
Which really, in my mind, that happens before we send it to a job site. Hopefully.
Okay. And then your power distribution, where does that fall?
We can do that after inspection and proper use, maybe.
I tend to do it after lunch, but, and then wet weather. Whoa, friggin' water and power and shit.
Yeah, get a couple pop-up tents if you're doing a temp setup, so you can work under the tent.
That's gonna do a lot of good.
Yeah.
Keep your equipment dry, of course.
Yep.
And then, make sure you have qualified people and authorized personnel performing electrical work. Call the electrician.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just had this topic the other day with a company that was. I don't want to get into detail, but yeah,
Okay.
there's professionals.
I don't wanna get into the detail.
There's professionals out there.
That's bullshit. You bring up a subject and then you decide you don't want to get
There
into
are
the
professionals out there for every trade.
Okay.
So sometimes it's worth just using a professional. I had this conversation with my parents.
detail. Okay.
They were wondering if they should hire someone to take out something in the basement.
Leave your parents out of this.
Well, sometimes they watch, so you gotta, give them a shout out.
And then the last one, number 9, report hazards, speak up. I think that's like number 2 or 3, by the way. I think you missed it. I think we've
So when
got to
I find
speak
out
up,
that a
report hazards before
Right.
we get down to inspecting cords, lockout, tag out. So I can't believe you just had to run out like that.
Yeah, sorry. We had
Okay, you're sitting here yawning. The next thing I know, you pass out, fall on the floor.
Struck by lightning.
We had to get you back up.
Struck by lightning.
But it was very interesting watching you squirrel around.
That
on
was
the floor.
that was our list of just reminding you all to be safe with electricity. I think we went over some pretty important topics, but at the end of the day, and this could be said with anything in the OSHA book, and I get this saying from Tim, but if you plan your work and you work your plan, you take out a lot of the what ifs, the random events. Obviously, random stuff can pop up, but when you plan well and you think about things before that you do them, your chances of being really successful are a lot higher than going in blind.
Okay. And I want to remind you, as we get ready to close out, those safety cards. Call Ben, email Ben, send an email to Nicole, Ben, B-E-N, at AGCVT. Get your safety cards, or when you see them out there
we have them in the
throwing
truck.
ice cream, ask them for some there. Those are great. Good toolbox talks, good way to plan for tomorrow.
Yep. As always, if you need anything from us, our number is 802-223-2374. We're in the office every day, except I'm not in the office on Fridays later than like probably 8:30 a.m. So don't try to contact me on Friday any later than 8:30 a.m. And I think I get to the office around 8:18.
8:15.
8:18 to 8:25. So that's your window. From like 8:25 to 8:30 on a Friday, I'm in the office. So yeah, we're here to help, and hopefully I see you out on the road.
Let us know if there's anything we can do. Give us a call.
Yep. Thanks.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
This is good.
Lock out, tag out, and safety cards. That's your takeaway from this. Thank you, guys. Anything else?
No.
You good?
Shut this off.